Hey guys, welcome up to my YouTube channel EKG Airsoft. Today we're going to be unboxing the Polarstar jack and accessories, including the UGS. Hope you guys like this video, and further ado, let's get on to it. Alrighty guys, so as you see here in this montage, these are the things that I have and that you will need. There's my gun there, and there's the tools, and there's my old gearbox. Okay guys, so now let's get straight into it. Now I know all you guys are probably tuning into this channel because of the jack Polarstar, but now let's put that off to the side and I will draw out the details later. So with further ado, I'm going to tell you what I've bought. To power the jack Polarstar, I have a LiPo 7.4 battery, and it comes 70% charged, at least mine did, from my carrier. Now, we have already kind of already opened this, but we have a CNC aluminum advanced speed trigger from Max. The UGS universal gas stock made by Polarstar inside the United States. That kit also comes with this that can fit a 13/3000 𝐓𝐢𝐦𝐬𝐬 or a different brand air tank, so that should squeeze right there. Let me put that off to the side. These tanks can fit over 1,000 shots with the Polarstar jack. Now that was tested with 0.28 gram BBs, so that should be pretty exciting. I have 2 of these just in case I have a super long match and I need to. It's always good to have 2. I got these for $20, and I think it was overall a pretty good deal. So now let's get to the unboxing part. We're going to start with the UGC because it's one of my most exciting parts besides the jack. So let's get to opening it. Flip open like that. And now here's the actual main mechanism itself. So let's open this. It unwraps like that. You open it from here, and then you kind of just slide that out. Now, here it is. There's the threads, and I believe that will go into here. Now, you will have to do some drilling, and I will teach you guys on how to do that later. So, let's put this aside. And now, next, we have this piece. Now, let me try to get it all. This will attach right here. And then you'll put that piece over there on. This end, if I'm correct, will also go right here. So, it'll go just like that. And then you squeeze that in. And I will show you guys that later. So let's put this off to the side. In the kit, you also get, let me try to focus it, about 1, 2, 3, 4. So about 5 or 4 washers and a nut. And then Polarstar sticker, performance under pressure. And then and thank you card for purchasing. So let me put all this stuff back, and I'm very excited to assemble all of this stuff. Let's put this off to the side. Alrighty, so now we're moving on to the speed trigger. Now this can run you off around $30. And overall it's pretty good. So let's open it. Just squeeze that out. Sometimes you may have to tear it, like right there. And this is the instructions. So we'll put that off to the side. And look at the main project. So this is what it looks like up close. It's like that. It has these little rubber things, probably to fill the holes inside the thing, and I'll probably be painting that up. Now here is the screw to adjust how much you want to pull back. So from here to there, basically. And then here is a spring right here that you get in every trigger. So let's open up this manual. That is the thread locker, is what I was talking about. And then that's how you assemble it, so we'll be assembling that later. So let's put these off to the side. Alrighty, so we have a 7.4 volt level battery, so let's open this. Kinda just have to do that, shake it downwards, and that should come out, hopefully, for you guys as well. And this is just the instructions, which if you guys don't know how to use the battery, you guys need to read this, but I obviously know how to. Now, this is the battery. Now, hopefully it focuses. Okay. Now, this battery will usually go inside the stock, but since I'm installing the UGS, it will go where the motor goes. So, if you're not using the universal gas stock, this, as well as the FCU and switchboard and the wire harness, that will go in the stock, and with the battery, that will go in the stock, and the hose will come out of this. But since I have the UGS, this will be stored in here, so let me show you guys. That'll be stored in here with the FCU, switchboard, and wire harness, and the hose will go inside the stock, and which will connect to that. So now let's take that out, and then put this off to the side. And the most favorite part, you guys probably like, is the jack itself. Now, if I'm correct, yeah, it is a single solenoid driven system instead of the F2 and the Fusion. Now, I went with the jack because it's affordable, and I'm also just now getting into HPA system airsoft, but I've been airsofting for about a year or so, and I had to upgrade my weapon either way, so it was like, well, I kind of have the money, so let's go and upgrade it. That's what the internals look like, and I'm not going to be opening that. So look on Jack's or Polarstar Jack's website to look more in that. So now let's open this itself. Let's put this off to the side. It's very nice packaging. I'm going to save that for warranty, and here's the actual thing. Now let me try to zoom in for you guys. But it's pretty nice, and this is how it's going to come. Just like that. Alrighty guys, so let's zoom out and start to open this. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and make sure everything is fully zoomed out for this. Okay. Alrighty, so this is the system itself. It's pretty nice. So let's go ahead and take this out, which is holded by some sort of tape, glue. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's the shiny thing that's right there. So here is the single solenoid jack system itself. This is expensive, so I'm going to put it off to the side right there. And this. So let's turn this back. Oh, everything's kind of falling out. That's alright. Put this off. And here is the hose that will connect over here. Let me try to focus that in. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that will thread over there. We'll do that later. So we'll put this both off to the side. Here is the wire harness that will probably connect to the switchboard and FCU. And here is what contains the FCU and switchboard. Now, I don't know on how to open this, so I guess we'll just try to tear it in half. So we're going to need scissors, so I'll open that in just a second. So that fell, let me grab that. Here is another sticker, Performance Under Pressure. Let's put that with the other sticker. And then here's the wire. So let me cut to when I have a pair of scissors. Okay. Alright, so I kind of just found an X-Acto blade, and now I'm just cutting just like that. Now this is dual, so that's why I used it like that. Now here's where this board is. This is the switchboard, and I'm going to put this off to the side right there. So now here we're moving on to this. Now let me grab this blade again, and carefully, you want to not injure yourself, but injure the product itself. Let's open that. It's still not opened. Okay. I'll probably cut to when this is opened. Alright, so now I don't know if you guys could see that, but it is opened. And by the way, this comes with the packaging, and here's the FCU itself. I've seen a lot about this, and you hook this up to the battery, and if I grab the battery, this is a male thing. Let me try to focus in on that. You guys can kind of see that. That's a male, this is a female, and you insert it. And then it turns this on so you can program it. And I believe then you take, if I can focus, you take the wiring harness, which is a 4-port, so right here. You install it, and then the wiring harness goes to the switchboard, which then I believe I don't know if I'm correct, but then this will plug into here. So I'm not a professional, but I'm just guessing here, but I will for sure get it right when I'm installing the actual product. So that's how you unbox it. Let me clean all this stuff up, and then let's get into installing. Alrighty, so now we're back. This is a basics EAG gearbox from when you first open it. All I just did off camera is just unscrew this. I am converting this HPA gun from a Lancer Tactical Gen 3 gun, and I will have the gun somewhere mentioned in this video. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to start off, you can start off with taking off the trigger, this, that, but I'm going to start off with taking off the trigger. Usually it's, I guess you could call it spring loaded, but it's loaded off of that. So when I took apart the gearbox, that popped out, but it's very easy to put it back. You just kind of find the hole in here, and then you put it on like that, and then you insert it like that. I don't know if you can see. So take that apart. Then I'm going to start with this as well. That's also spring loaded, so this is called the tappet plate. Just move that forward or up, and that'll snap off. Put that off to the side, and this whole entire mechanism should come with it, also with the spring. The spring that came in my gun is the M120, I believe. I don't know if that's exactly correct. So I'm taking off this gear. I researched on what certain gears are called, but I know one's a Spectre, one's I don't know if it's called a Spectre, but I know it starts with S. And so that should also come off right there. And then this switchboard, I guess it's made by Xiamen Arms, you could take that off by a screw right there. So continue doing that. Okay, it's not fully off yet. Alright, that should be off. So you kind of just pull that out and then make sure you secure that. And then kind of that pops out, and that pops out right there, and these may be stuck behind that. So this is pretty expensive, so if you want to sell this later on, put that somewhere nice. And now you should have a empty gearbox. So if it has grease, then I just recommend cleaning it up, since you won't need any gears if you're putting inside your HPA setup. So this is the jack, and the jack will go on just like that. So it'll go on just like that. So let me find a paper towel and I'll clean up this grease. Alrighty, so now I have a paper towel from my bathroom. So clean up the leftover grease, since you will not be needing any of these gears because everything is based on the motor again. So clean that up and do the same like over here, and that should be all good. So now, if you would like, I would recommend it, take a little screwdriver, if you have one, which you probably should, face it that way, and kind of pop it out. Because what can end up happening is that, since it's a high-powered engine, these can become loose, and it can be something that's shaking inside your gun, and you'll be scared to death until you find out what's actually rattling. So again, just do it on this side. Just pop it out with the hammer. Put these off to the sides. Off to the side. Jeez. Okay, and then there's one more in here, which will require you to take off that. So I'll cut to when I have this because it's kind of complicated. Alrighty, so I was a little stupid. It's not complicated at all. So here's a time lapse instead, showing you on how you remove the bolt. So now all of the bearings, also it works with bushings, are now removed. So you can put that off to the side. And now we are moving on to the next step. So I have the universal stock mount, the UGS, made by Polarstar. But if you're not making the UGS fit into this gun, then you won't need to do the following next steps. So the next steps is to mark. So you're going to permanently compromise your gearbox. So about let me zoom, but about a 1/4 inch from this second to last screw from the left, mark it right there, and then continue going down. Just right there. Now you're going to continue this line right here and get some sort of straight object. So let's just use the piece of paper for the trigger. A straight object. Align that correctly. And then do that. And so that line is marked, so you can just go in. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, and just like that. So with a Dremel, whatever on how you say it. Let me zoom out here. A scroll saw, it will work. So I will show you or cut to when this is cut off. And alrighty guys, so we now Dremeled my Lancer Tactical gearbox. Keep in mind, this will permanently compromise it, and you will not be able to convert it back to an EAG one because of the spring that goes right there and it's loose. Either way, my camera overheat and I was not able to successfully record all what I did here, but I can certainly most explain on what I did. So, starting off with the switchboard, and then the wire harness, and then the jack itself. So, my EAG stock Xion Arms MOSFET looks similar to here. Just like the Xion Arms MOSFET, the screw will go right here, and you will have to use the screw that you originally had on this because it is a conversion kit. It expects you to use your old stuff into this new gearbox without using all your other gears and that kind of stuff. Alrighty, so I then put on the jack, and I put on one layer of some thick tape. I believe it's some Gorilla tape, and it will make sure there's no wiggle room when you put on the other side. And I will show you, because this stock, it wiggles, and that may mess up the accuracy of it. So then I put the cords of this into port J2 and not J3. This has one solenoid in the F2, and the Fusion engine has two solenoids. So the two solenoids will occupy the J3 and the J2, but since I only have one solenoid, make sure you're occupying the J2. Now for the wiring harness, I plugged it into here. So you have to make this 90 degrees and kind of make sure it's snugged in there. So wrap this around just like that, and put that into here, and put it inside the big hole. Since I'm going with the UGC, everything's reversed. Usually this would go inside the stock, and that would go outside through here, but since I like a Milsim / sleek look, I will reverse it, and all this stuff, the wiring harness and the battery, will go in here, and the gas will go inside the stock, so it's more hidden. So now let's put on the other side as well as the trigger, and let's test it. As well, you guys don't have to put tape on your jack, but I would definitely recommend it, considered it upgrades the performance on a very, very cheap cost. And alrighty guys, so quick note, I've figured this out the hard way, but this max speed trigger, if you look at the notch right here, this is the thing on the other side that activates with the switch on the switchboard. Now it's too high off to the ground, so I put some washers under my switchboard, and I realized then that was too high for the selector plate, so this is not compatible. Now if you were to get a actual speed trigger made by the company Speed, this is what the company name is, it works. Now it will have a little spring right there. Now it can easily fly across the room. I also figured that out the hard way, and I luckily found it. This will run you around $30, so every speed trigger or aftermarket trigger is around $30. So the spring will go right there, and then that will be compatible. Now if you really want to do some fine tunings right here, the safety lever, if you want to do some fine tunings and still have your safety, then you may have to cut that or shave it, because if you have some fine tunings on, almost if you breathe on it and it hits, then what will happen is that you will be firing in safe. So that's just a quick note, guys. Don't do what I did. It's stupid. So yeah. So now you guys are going to stupidly watch me install the trigger that doesn't fit. So good luck. Make sure that port's right there, and this will be a little difficult. Okay, gotta hold that at the same time. Make sure that's snug in there. That's inside the hole. And then put that over here for the safe. Now I'm going to try to make sure this gun has a safe feature. Okay, put that in there, and everything is good. Now once you put on your cords or your pins, then you should be good.
5 minutes later.
And alrighty guys, so we're back. Now I put the jack system inside it, and I also put the UGS system on it. Alrighty, so I did not have to do any drilling on my upper receiver on my Lancer tactical gun, but some of you guys will. Now you will take a 3/8 drill bit and you will hole there. Mine was completely hollow, but yours may have metal in it. So just attach that to a drill or some custom thing. Just make sure it can spin fast and it will do the job. So that's what it'll look like, and then it should easily work for you. I just put the rail system for the buttstock on. So I put that on, and then I put the UGS system on, and then I put a washer down there and a bolt. Screwed it on, and now that's kind of tight. Not making any final decisions. And I have tried to measure this hose. So if you're to do that, it's about right here. I think I have a little extra, but it's always good to have more than little, because then I'd have to end up spending more money and just more time going places. So right here, we say, and cut straight, and boom. So we just made that cut, and that was a fairly straight cut. So, yep, that was more than expected, or more I should have put. So, I believe I should put a lighter on here to loosen it, but I just need to make sure it's the right cut, and then I can do that. Around there perfectly. So now all we have to do is heat this up with a lighter, which is slightly harder to control, but if it's getting a little too burnt, just like take it away, I guess. Or if you have a heat gun or a blow dryer, that would also work as well. And I'll cut to when I have that perfectly suctioned on this, and I will install it. After that, I have these pressurized tanks. It came not pressurized, but I went to Georgia Paintball to pressurize these. So that should install here after I take off that. And then I will show you guys in the morning, because right now it's around 10 o'clock. I'll show you guys in the morning on what the final product is. guys, like and subscribe if you wanted to follow my journey. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I wish to see you guys next time.